Hi, and welcome to Practical AI Finance. I'm your host Devesh, and it gives me great joy to introduce you to this video where we will be looking at different AI tools that can be used to make presentations. As finance professionals working in FP&A, controlling, handling reporting responsibilities, making presentations is bread and butter. But today, in 2025, and as we move into 2026, there are a lot of tools in the market that can actually help us think beyond using Microsoft PowerPoint or Google Slides as tools where manually we need to make presentations. Because here we experiment with different tools that are available in the market that can be used to solve everyday problems in finance. Hope you enjoy this video. Hi, welcome to this video where we will be now making presentations using different AI tools and find out what works best for finance. So the scenario that we will be building a presentation is using an annual report for a company based in India. This company is based in the pharmaceuticals industry, and the company we're referring to is Sun Pharma. The year of the annual report is 2024-2025. The reason we've chosen annual report for this video is because it's quite a detailed document, and while making a presentation, it's important that the document needs to be summarized and then presented in a way for management to understand. So the best public document that we can think of in terms of complexity is an annual report, and Sun Pharma's annual report is from an industry such as pharma, which is quite complex. So once again, in this video, similar to the earlier one, we will be following a few steps. The first step would be to summarize Sun Pharma's annual report using Notebook LM. Step 2 would be to validate the summary using Grok. And for the purpose of step 2, we will be prompt engineering Grok with the help of ChatGPT. And once again, the prompts will be stored in a Google Doc, which will be shared in the description of this video for you to quickly access that. There's no prompt engineering required for step 1. Coming to step 3, this is where we will validate the summary. The validated summary from Grok would then be converted into a presentation slide, and for this we will be using Claude. The reason we've chosen Claude, and based on my tests, it actually is the best in terms of language specific instructions. Step 4, we will validate the presentation prompt with the help of Grok once again. And step 5, we will be creating presentations using multiple tools and then comparing which tool works best as per a scoring criteria. Based on the scoring criteria, we will decide which is number 1, number 2, and number 3. And the scoring criteria we will use are four areas: clarity, design, formatting, and pricing. And each tool will be ranked on a score of total of 5 in each of these criteria. The tools with the highest scores are ranked at the top. All right. So I have Notebook LM opened here, and within Notebook LM we have one notebook already created. But if you're using Notebook LM for the first time, it's a free Google tool. Anytime you want to use an AI research assistant, I highly recommend using Notebook LM. And the way it works is you go to the site, then you click create a notebook, and here there are a few options here. You can either copy paste a text, add some links, connect Google documents, or even upload sources. So in this situation you would be uploading sources, but for us, I already have this done, so I will not be really creating a new notebook. Instead, a notebook which I've already created using the annual report of Sun Pharma, which is easily accessible on the internet. The next step would be to create a report. So I will simply click the reports button, and over here what we are trying to do is create a summary document. So I will be clicking this briefing doc, and generating a report. I will be heading over to Grok, copying this prompt for step 2 while the briefing document is being created by Notebook LM. I copy this prompt, head on over to Grok, use Grok 4.1, which is the latest version as of December, and here I will just be adding Sun Pharma's annual report. Heading on over to Notebook LM. The report is now ready. I will copy this content and create a Word document. So I've just copy pasted the Sun Pharma report and I've saved this on my desktop. I will head on over to Grok, and I'll attach the summary. So now, as you can see, Grok has both the annual report and the summary along with this prompt. It's going to give me a confidence score of 0 to 1 as a result of comparing both the summary as well as the original annual report. While it's doing its thing, the objective of this, as you know, is these are the inputs that we have given. These are two attachments. Grok will be extracting key information from the annual report, comparing it with the summary, recommending any fixes, and then it will rewrite a summary which we will then use for creating a prompt using Claude to make the presentation slides. So these are the deliverables for Grok. It will do the verified facts, give a summary validation table, give a required corrections list, a revised summary, and a confidence score at the end. And as you can see now, it's populating the verified facts as one of the deliverables. And it's measuring the accuracy from Notebook LM. Looks pretty accurate as of now. It's always nice to run a double check on the accuracy from one LLM with another one. It's like a maker checker protocol that we normally follow in finance anyway. It is giving a lot of direct matches, so certain corrections which are very minimal, 8% to 8.3%, is making a revised summary which we will now use. Has given us a confidence score of 0.95, which, so with 95% confidence we can just copy this summary. But before we do that, let's head on to Claude, come to the next prompt, and I will now save the summary created by Grok in a separate Word document. Okay, so I've created that Word document. I will just attach the file over here. It's called validated summary. And now let's wait for Claude Sonnet 4.5 to provide us the prompt necessary for the 5 different presentation applications that we'll be using. Great, so we have a 10 slide summary with explanations from Claude how the design should be like, a clean corporate title layout with Sun Pharma. So let's start with StoreRead, which is our first application. Let me copy the prompt and hit create. and let's see what it does. Okay, so we get 5 credits in total. I would say this is a bit of a problem because it seems that there is a lack of flexibility in this application to follow instructions, and it rather molds it as per certain layouts that it already has. As a result of which it gives this very simplistic view, which I'm really not happy with. It's good for keynote addresses, but not for a financial presentation. So for clarity, I believe I will give this story a score of 1. Design, it looks neat and clean, but it's way too simplistic, so I'll give that a 2. And even the formatting just doesn't seem really hitting the mark in any way. But overall impressions on Storied is really not the best. Let's move to Chronicle HQ, but first I will need to log in. Alright, so here I have logged in, and I'm going to paste the text over here. And hit continue. Alright, so it has created 8 slides. Again, not fully following the instructions. It's deciding on its own. But let's create the presentation anyway. It's giving us 3 options: inserts, storyline content on each slide, so you have full control, generate presentation, placeholder images, or generate presentation including image generation. I think image generation is a nice touch. Once again, in terms of clarity, I would say this hasn't met the mark in understanding the full requirements from the prompt itself. So let's look at how the presentations turned out. It has followed certain parts of the prompt by showing a world map, but again, the formatting is really not the best. It's still generating images. The images look good, but the text, and there's a lot of blank space here, which just makes me feel like it's not really formatting things properly. So once again, similar to Storied, I would say design and formatting is poor. I would give it a 2 on each. This slide looks better, but once again, formatting is really not good. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this slide is. Just doesn't have the right flow that you would expect of a summary presentation. Clarity wise, I would say it's the same as Storied, if not slightly better in terms of the images. So I would rate it a 2 on that, a 2 on design, and 2 on formatting. And this brings us to the third tool, which is Presentations.ai. So let me just click finance. It also has investor, but let's choose finance for now. And one thing which I like already is it's giving me the option to write a prompt, paste an outline. I will choose a prompt, and let me just copy paste the prompt that we have here. Use just my content, you don't need any further research. Split into slides, summarize for best narrative. Yeah, let's summarize. I'll skip the organization's URL. Let me choose finance and see how it does. Let's just see how the slideshow looks like. Okay, executive highlights, nice. It's given us a very nice summary slide and executive highlights. Again, specific to the theme, it has given us some very nice designs. revenue distribution as a pie chart. I think this is extremely neat. It's given us the mix of the business leadership. Very nice summary on the market strength, although it's given some of the milestone highlights over here. Continuing that onto the next slide. I'm actually quite impressed with the way Presentations.ai has made this slide. This looks very neat as well. All right, so that's the end of the presentation. And how many slides did we get? 10. We asked for 10 and we got 10. So clarity wise, I would say Presentations.ai would get a 5. I like the design and I'm inclined to give it a 4 because it did miss giving us a map, which was one of the requirements. I would say the formatting is pretty top notch. I will give it a 4 as well, and we will come back on the pricing. So far, I think Presentations.ai is the best tool that we've used, which leaves quite a bit for Skywork and Gamma to do. All right, so let's come to Skywork. I will just quickly log in. Okay, so I have logged in. Deep mode, more features, stronger models, detailed content. I think let's try as deep mode. Nano Banana Pro is the latest Google image generating AI tool. We already have the prompt ready with us. All right, so the slides have finally been created by Skywork.ai. It's a very neat tool. I am actually quite impressed by the way it broke down the prompt and involved us in deciding what the outline should look like, and then it started generating the presentation on the right, and I was able to see how each of the slides were shaping up. Apart from a small few errors in terms of the generation of the images, like here global market position, I think it tried to generate the world map here, but it just managed to get the the legends, but not the map itself. I do believe it has an option to regenerate, so let me try regenerating this page, and we'll see with the second attempt if it's able to improvise. So other than that, I believe that the rest of the slides are quite clear. uh, Even though these look quite impressive, they are a bit generic as well. The icons, I would say that depending upon how each company prepares presentations, this could be something which can be considered simple, and it does meet the purpose in explaining the concept really well. Slide formatting issues here. I would say the design is not as good as Presentations.ai, but the clarity is comparable. So on clarity, I would give it a full 5. On design, I would give it a 3.5. But even otherwise, I would say the formatting is more or less okay. There's just slight differences, small misses here and there. So I would give formatting a 4. Overall, we will compare the pricing at the end. Now we'll move on to Gamma. Try this. Go full screen, which is great, but it doesn't do it entirely. There is some bit of spill there. Yeah, I think the size is a problem. So clarity wise, I would say this is as good as Presentations.ai and Skywork. I would give it a 5. Design, I will give it a 3. It's actually not as good as Presentations.ai or Skywork. It's a shame, it actually did a lot. The images are quite sharp and very photorealistic. And that's it. Yeah, so formatting, I will say that this one actually formatted it better. uh, it's just that the size of the slides is a problem. um, Other than that, it's done it pretty well. Gamma gets a 4 in terms of formatting, and finally we will come back with the pricing and come up with the final scores. We have Storied with 9 points, Chronicle with 11, Presentations.ai with 17, Skywork with 17.5, and Gamma at 16. So based on this review, I would place Gamma in third place, Presentations.ai in second place, and Skywork in first place. Well, that brings an end to this video. Thanks for watching it till the end. This is your host Devesh from Practical AI Finance. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with someone who may find this useful.